Hello, hi, welcome. I'm Sushmita, and today in this video we are going to discuss about this book ASURA by Anand Neelakantan. So it's a mythological retelling of a story that we all know of the Ramayana. But most of the time when we read or when we hear the tales of Rama, Sita or Ravana, we hear it from the perspective of Ram or from the perspective of Sita. It's a Ramayan or a Sitayan, but this book is from the perspective of Ravana, so this is a Ravanayan. And here in the story, Ravana is the hero and the others are the villains in his own story. So if you have watched my previous videos, then you would know that I am someone who loves reading mythological stories, and I am also very much fascinated by mythological retellings. And if I see that there's a book that explores the viewpoint of any mythological character that has not been done, or a character that I am very much interested in, then I am always eager to start this book, and I was eager to read this book as well. Now, before I start talking about this book, so if you are someone who loves the story of Ramayana and who do not want any different version of it, or who do not want anything to differ from that story, then this video is not for you and this book is not for you. So you might feel bad about it. So before you feel bad, why feel bad? You can just skip this video, okay? I don't want to hurt anyone, or I don't want you guys to feel bad. So yeah, but if you are someone who is interested, then please keep watching. So first, the plot or the story. The story, we all know the story of Ramayana, right? We know the story of how Ravana abducted Sita and how Ram defeated Ravana and rescued Sita after the Agni Pariksha. So here we celebrate Diwali and Dussehra. So there is no spoiler, there is nothing as sort of a spoiler in this book, but the story begins with Ravana. After being defeated by Rama, he is lying on the battlefield, defeated and crushed, his body bleeding from different wounds, and he is on the verge of death, but death has yet not come. And in those moments of agony, he is recalling his life, he is reminiscing his life, and he is telling us his side of the story. And he is in a way evaluating his life, his choices, that how will the world remember him. If he is being portrayed as a villain, in his mind he is not a villain. In his mind he is a member of the ASURA clan who had been wronged and who rose to power after immense struggle and after a lot of sacrifices. And now he is wondering if it was all for nothing, or if it was worth something, and if he had a chance to redo everything, would he do something differently? That's what the book is about. And along with Ravana, there is also another narrator, Bhadra, who is another member of the ASURA clan, but he is a very lowly ASURA. So very beautifully and very skillfully the author has put that character so that we can see that just from the same clan, from the ASURA clan, there is Ravana who rose to prominence, who rose to be the ruler, and who is also half Brahmin because his father was a rishi and his mother belonged to the ASURA clan. And there is Bhadra, who is from a low caste, who is from the ASURA clan, and that difference in terms of caste, in terms of their privileges, in terms of their class. So the story beautifully shows us the experiences of both the members belonging to the ASURA clan, but their experiences in terms of their struggles, the toll that the war has taken on each of them, and how different it is, how different the expression of grief is, how different the celebration of joy is, and how different their deaths are, how even the difference in how their losses are mourned. Now, the great things about this book. First, this genius idea of taking the story that we all know, that we all admire, that's a story that elders teach youngers, so that we can learn lessons on morality, on what is right, what is wrong, and how we are taught that always good triumphs evil. But it was such a genuine move to sort of turned the angles on how we view the story, because the narrative is completely shifted. Here Rama is not the hero, here Ravana is the hero who was trying to protect his daughter, and then there is Ram who came to his place, and these devas, these vanaras who came and sort of destroyed the empire that he so built after so much of struggle, blood, sweat and tears. That I loved, this different narrative, because you know, everybody is a hero in his or her story in terms of the point of view. Okay, if you shift the narrative point of view, then you know, the heroes and the villains and the grey characters, it differs. So yeah, it was a joy, it was an experience. It was an experience that I loved. My brain was struggling to keep up with this, because we have all grown up with this one narrative, right? And I'm not saying that this book is the truth, because it's not. It's a fictionalized version. It's just an imagination of what might have been Ravana's viewpoint, or what might have been his thought process. It's not justifying his deeds, but just this my struggle to accept that there might also be a different viewpoint, that there might be reasons, there might be ways I might sympathize with Ravana, and I might feel a sense of sympathy for this villain that we all burn every year. That was a genius move in this book. Also, I loved the juxtaposition of various social issues that are even prevalent in our present day society, and if you hear the whistles coming, then it's coming from a cooker, because my father is cooking, ignore that. So I loved how the book beautifully showed the juxtaposition of even the present day evils of our society with this story, because in this narrative the devas are this clan of people where there is this caste system, this specified caste system of Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and the Shudras. And the book also presents the plight of women in the Deva culture or the Deva society, and you know, it shows the Parda system, the Sati system, and you know how women did not have agency, and even now women don't have agency in certain aspects of life in different sections of society. So I loved that, you know, that comparison, you know, I loved that inclusion in this story. Another thing I liked is this use of Ravana and Bhadra to show that even if you are struggling for the same things, that even if you are fighting for the same cause, your class and your caste has such a huge influence on your experiences. So because of your class, there may be huge differences in your lived experiences, and the book also shows this reality, you know, how in the struggles, in the wars of these people in the higher positions, the one in the lower strata suffer, and how they are not even compensated for their work, for their struggles and for their losses. That was so beautiful in this book, and it made me just close the book and think for like a long period of time, and I had to make sense of things, to make sense of the realities, because it felt so real at times. Another thing that I liked about the book was the simplistic way of storytelling, because it does not use very flowy, flowery, pretty language, nor does it use very complex and, you know, pretentious language. It's very simple and easygoing, and it's just very easy to get through the language part of it. Now, the things that bothered me about this book, first is the pace of the book, because I think for about a half part of the book I was annotating a lot, because it was so slow and it was dragging so much that, you know, it was difficult to get through the first half of the book. But the second half of the book is so fast paced and you are so into the story that, you know, the last pages will just, you can breeze past the last pages. Next thing that I did not like, or just certain things that took me out of the story at times, are the use of colloquial languages that we nowadays use by characters like Ravana. I don't know, Ravana using things like hell, it does not make sense. It felt very out of place in this narrative or in this book or in this world. Another thing that I did not like was how Ayodhya was depicted in this book. I mean, sure, the story is from Ravana's perspective, so there may be difference in terms of the point of views. There may be prejudice in terms of how you view certain things. I don't think you needed to put down Ayodhya to show the greatness of the empire that Ravana built. I think it would have been more impactful had it been that Ayodhya was a prosperous kingdom, and even so, what are the difference between this prosperous kingdom and between the kingdom that Ravana built? So yeah, I forgot to mention this one point that I adored about this book was that it does not glorify Ravana. After completing the book, you are not going to support Ravana, or you are not coming out after reading the book thinking, oh, Ravana was right, because there are at so many points in the book you are going to disagree with what Ravana is doing. You are going to sympathize with him, that I feel bad for you for whatever things that you have suffered or whatever has happened to you. But that's not the way you are going about it is wrong, and you are going to feel that there in no point of time you are going to feel like, oh, Ravana is right, oh, what he did is correct. So I think the author very efficiently maintains that balance of showing the deeds of Ravana as wrong, but also making Ravana a character who you sympathize with, who you feel bad for whatever has happened to him, but you don't end up agreeing with him or agreeing with his actions. And at no point of time did the book vilify Rama also, and it showed Rama as this righteous character even in the book, and Ravana disagreed with the ideologies of Rama, and the book's narrative also disagreed with various ideologies, but at no point of time was that character, I'll call it a character because it's a fictional reimagination, so at no point in time was that character vilified. So that I loved. It's a delicate line to maintain, and the author very beautifully does so. It was a good read, and it was something that challenged my mind. I thought that I'm a very open-minded person, that I'm very open to different opinions, different narratives, but it challenged me at times, this book, and it made me sort of realize my drawbacks as well. So yeah, I suggest you read this book if you are someone who loves such twists in the narratives, or who loves such different viewpoints, then this is a book for you. But yes, the starting is a little bit of slow paced, but once you get through them, then this book is going to be a breeze for you. And one thing I can tell you, that it is going to make you think. So if you like that, then read this book. It's an amazing read, and all in all, I think I would give this book a 3.5 star. There you go. If you guys loved the video, and if you are watching till now, thank you. Share this among your book loving friends, like this video, and comment if you have read this book or if you want to read this book, and yeah, subscribe to my channel. Bye.